Hey everyone. Today I'm doing a chicken broccoli cheddar bake that's keto friendly. So the bake itself typically is normally keto friendly. It's just it's usually paired with rice. Rice either baked into it or rice on the side, and you put the bake part on top of it. So, anyways, the ingredients for today is a whole bunch of broccoli, of course. I'm gonna break these down into smaller pieces. Onions, carrots, some garlic, celery. I'm going to chop up this parsley because one I've had for a while, and then I'm going to mix it in with some of the cheddar cheese that's going to go on the top when I crust up the casserole bake. I got some cream cheese, some butter right here, about a pound and a half of chicken thighs, and then about maybe 3/4 of a pound of chicken breast right here. I got some chicken base. Some everything seasoning is going to go on the end. I got some Slap Ya Mama for seasoning the chicken up. Half and half. This will basically make the sauce, half and half, maybe a little bit of the residual chicken stock, and the cream cheese and cheddar cheese, and this mixed Parmesan Italian cheese they have here. And that will be the sauce pretty much. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually just grab my knife and I'm going to take 2 of these celery stalks and this big carrot here and a couple of these whole cloves of garlic. I'll do like 4 whole cloves. So the carrot, this is going in with the chicken because I gotta get this chicken pullable. So I'm just gonna rough cut these because this is just gonna be flavoring for the chicken. Same story for the celery here. And then I'm gonna take half this onion. And I'm just going to do it whole again. Okay. I will come back and cut more veggies in a bit. But meantime, let's get my chicken going. Let's see. There we go. Got this big stock pot. I'm gonna crank you on high. Turn on the light over here too. Get that butter in there. A little bit of canola oil so the butter don't burn. Let that get melted and warm. Yeah, it's sizzling. Over here, I'm gonna season my chicken up generously with the Slap Ya Mama. This is pretty much just a Creole seasoning, similar to Tony Chachere's. Okay. Tall out. This is still melting. And then after I get this chicken seared off, go in this pot and getting chicken base in there, I'm gonna take a break for a while because I can't really do anything until the chicken's done. I'll do the other cut work in the meantime, but it's gonna be like probably an hour of chilling. I'll crank the heat up a little bit higher so I can get this butter melted a little faster. You can start to hear the butter sizzle a little bit. I was able to get the chicken all in one layer in my stock pot. Season the back side of this. Basically, I'm going to get this brown on both sides, then toss in those rough cut veggies, and then add my chicken stock and just cover it a bit. Hello, I'm back. Basically, I want to get the chicken about looking like that. So, I'm happy with the color on this. So now, I'm going to stack this to the side over here. And let all these veggies are being browned up as well. A little bit of salt and pepper because I'm out of the Slap Ya Mama. And I'm going to let that do its thing for a little bit. So in the meantime, I'm going to go back and work and cut work. These are the veggies that are actually going to be going into the bake itself. So I want to try to make sure that they have a good diet as usual. So get the carrots, small. I'm roughly the same size as each other, all the same thickness, so they have even cooking time. Pieces of celery. Here. half onion from the first round. And an additional whole onion. Before I dress that broccoli, I'm going to go check and probably move these veggies around for a moment. Let's see. Onions. Onion got some nice browning. My carrots nice and brown. Alright. Okay, so I'm comfortable to start adding the chicken stock to this. So there's about 2 tablespoons of base left in here. So to get that all out, I start off using the stock. Basically, I just need to get this chicken submerged. I'm not using this stock. I might use a little bit to thin out the sauce later, but this is really just to cover the chicken just enough so we can slow cook and get pullable. Here. I chuck in a bunch of paprika and ground thyme in there. That was probably about 2 tablespoons. About a tablespoon and a half of thyme. Cover that. Let it get to a boil, then I'm going to crank down the heat to medium/low. Okay, well, let's go back to cut work in the meantime. That guy. Broccoli's pretty messy. I'm almost done with cut work. I just gotta do parsley. And then if you see over here, this is at a boiling boil right now. I'm gonna crank that way down low. And then I'm going to partially leave it open, and I will adjust that probably about an hour. And the last thing is just put this parsley here. So this is a pretty good size. All right. So I got chicken going. I got my veggies all cut up. I got my dairy products ready to go. I got my parsley for the end. So I will be back in about an hour to finish out the rest of this. Hello. Well, the chicken looks to be about done. I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out. And then just give that a twirl with your tongs. Yeah, a good way to tell that your chicken is, or any protein is pullable is you don't need forks to shred it apart. You could just literally just mash your tongs in there and the meat will start to come apart. Going to drain this excess liquid into a container for the moment because I might need to use it later. Right, get this heat back on. Get that dab of butter I've been sitting on for a while in there. Oh yeah, that's how pulled chicken to look. I'm going to crank on this oven to about 400 because I just need to brown up the cheese topping at the end. Spread this butter around. Go ahead and get my mirepoix veggies in here. It's okay if I get a straight piece of broccoli in at this point. Use some salt and pepper. just gonna let it do its thing for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back and rotate. And I'll be back. Hello. So, the near pot veggies are about at the halfway point. So I'm gonna go ahead, chuck in carefully. Oh boy. All this broccoli. Gotta get some stragglers. Get that mixed up in there. Get this broccoli dust off your stove top before it catches. And try and get as much as you can from this baking dish that I'm going to use later. But that's okay if I don't get it all, because at the end of the day, this is a cheddar broccoli bake. Then I'm actually going to do a little steaming action and take a little bit of that chicken stock I had. And then cover this back up, and this will kind of blanch my broccoli so I'll get it fairly tender before I do other stuff. So I'll be back again in about 2 minutes. 2 to 5 minutes probably, and we'll start building the sauce for this dish. Okay, so the broccoli's gone for a little bit. It's starting to get tender, and it's going to get more tender in the process of me making that sauce. So I'm going to pour in about 3 cups of half and half. Yeah, that was about 3 cups. I'm going to let that come to a boil, and then I'm going to add in some cheddar cheese and some cream cheese. So let me get that covered again so it can come to a boil faster. Okay. The heavy cream, or the half and half, is starting to do a boil. So I'm going to toss in, let's see, I have this extra parm here. So that was about 3 ounces of Italian mix. And this is about 6 or so ounces of cheddar. And then 8 ounces of cream cheese. And I'll toss in some fresh parsley here too. Now it's about 2 tablespoons. Get that all mixed together, and then when I get this to my desired consistency, I'll fold in the chicken. Yeah, I definitely won't need the chicken stock to thin this out at all. But I can save that for another project another time. This is actually a pretty good consistency right here, considering I have to add chicken still. It's not dripping too fast. Okay, let me toss in all this chicken here. I'll probably add in a little bit more cheddar here. So now I've added about 8 ounces of cheddar, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and then 4 ounces of Italian mixed. And about 3 cups of half and half. And then that was about half a cup of chicken stock earlier for the broccoli part. Okay. I'm going to do a taste test between myself and my fiance. Just to see your approval. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into my casserole dish. Doing this at the inside of my sink to minimize splattering. Take my spatula and smooth this out. And then I'm going to take some of this parsley here, all my remaining cheddar, and then a couple more. A little bit of this Italian mix here. Mix that around like so. And then just sprinkle it across the chicken bacon. And then I got my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and that's just gonna get popped in there for about 10 minutes, or however crispy you want your cheese to get, or melted. So it'll be about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll be back with the final product. Hello. So here is the final product. This is a keto-friendly broccoli chicken bake. It is. Oh, I put a little bit of everything seasoning in 1/2 of this, by the way. So this is about 2 pounds of chicken. It was like 1/2 pounds of thigh, 1/2 pound of breast, about 3 large carrots, 5 stalks of celery, 2 onions, a bulb of garlic, about 2 tablespoons of chicken base, turned it into about 4 or 5 cups of chicken stock, about 3 cups of half and half, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of cheddar cheese in the sauce, about 4 ounces of Italian cheese in the sauce as well. Well, about under a cup of chicken stock in the sauce, about 2 pounds of broccoli, Slap Ya Mama seasoning for the chicken, butter for sauteing, about 4 tablespoons, 2 for the chicken and the first part of veggies, and then 2 for the other part of veggies. Pan spray for the casserole dish, and about 2 tablespoons of paprika for the chicken stock mixture, and then about a tablespoon and a half of ground thyme for that mixture as well. And then about 8 ounces of cheddar cheese, about 3 tablespoons of chopped up parsley, and then about 2 ounces of Italian cheese mix for the au gratin crust. And that is my chicken broccoli casserole bake. All right, I'll be back with y'all another time.